What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name's Brandon. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been in the retail and e-commerce space for about 10 years now, and this is why I think that you should start an online business. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Give me a thumbs up and maybe even a comment. Now, like I said, I've been in the e-commerce space for quite a while now, and just last year, one of my businesses did about $1.2 million in revenue. And in theory, I could have stayed home and never left my house and still perform those kinds of numbers. And I think there's space in the industry for everybody to join in, whether you're trying to make it as a full-time job or whether you want to just have it as your side income, as your side hustle. Either way, I think you need to have an e-commerce store, and this is how you build your online business. All right, so the first thing that you need to have is obviously a product to sell. Now, there's a couple ways to go about this. The first way is you can have your product manufactured. If you have a whole new idea or you have a specific product that you want built custom for yourself, you can go on Upwork and you can have a blueprint made based off of your drawings, and then you can go and you can have the product manufactured for your needs and for your business. Now, I'll link a video right here showing you how I would suggest finding a manufacturer overseas or a manufacturer in China. Now, the second way you can go about this is you can do something called private labeling. And private labeling is where you take a product that's already created and you put your own private brand on it. For example, Fashion Nova, American Eagle, Shein, they all go to Chinese suppliers, they buy the clothing in bulk, and then they say, hey, we want to put our own tag up here on it to have our brand name on it. And it looks like it was made by them for them, but in reality, it's just a big bulk pallet of clothing that was already pre-made. Now, this is a good way to go about it if you're going to be doing an online boutique or you want to have a clothing brand, but you don't want to have the manufacturing and the cut and sew costs. This is the best way to go about it. Now, if you're going to have something like a toothbrush or a hairbrush or something that's like utility driven, then I recommend you going to a manufacturer and having them build that from the ground up. Now, the next way you can go about this is you can resell a product that's already made. A lot of people refer to this as just drop shipping, but drop shipping is the act of shipping an item from a different location than your company is based in. And that's kind of a whole different thing, but people classically think as drop shipping is just selling like Chinese products. But if you go to a supplier and you buy X amount of like items, maybe you have phone cases or you have like watches or you have hats, and then you buy those items, you don't change anything about them, they're already made. I could go buy them as well, that's the only caveat, but then you just resell them on your Shopify store or your website or under your Instagram handle. And that's a very good way to handle this business as well. You can always go into this business doing that. A lot of like small boutiques and online boutiques do the same thing. They just buy the clothing in bulk or in like a 6-run, a 2 small, 2 medium, and 2 large. And then it has the supplier's brand name on it, and then they just resell them on their website. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a very, very good business model. But it's just different from manufacturing or private labeling. It's whatever you can afford. Basically, manufacturing is going to be your highest cost. Private labeling is going to be your second highest cost. And then your third highest cost is obviously your cheapest is going to be just buying the product and reselling it. You can buy a phone case for maybe 5 cents and you can resell it for $20. Now you have to calculate your marketing fees into that, but it can still be a very good business model. Now, after you have your product figured out and what you're going to sell, the next thing you need to do is you need to incorporate your business. Now, you need to go and get an LLC or an S corporation. You can either do this via like LegalZoom or you can go straight to your Secretary of State's website, but you need to have this done before you take in $1. Now, the reason I say that is because you need to start building business credit, and it also protects you from any funky things that can come your direction, such as like lawsuits or people trying to give you business loans. You just need to keep this completely separate from yourself because you don't know how this is going to go. It can either go really bad or it can blow up in your face or it can blow up really big. So either direction, you just need to have that like little protection. So I always recommend making an LLC. It's going to have a small cost up front, but in the long run, it's going to be worth it. And if you don't end up using it, what are you at? You're at maybe $100. Then after you do that, you need to go on Quill or Uline, and you need to set up a Net30 account. This is a trade line account. Quill will let you buy furniture, office supplies, computer equipment, and Uline will sell you shipping supplies. And this Net30 account, they'll ship you the stuff, and then you pay them back in 30 days. Make sure you get into this habit of paying them on time, and this will build your business credit and will open you up to future opportunities to be able to grow your business and grow your brand in the future. If you do this from day one, I promise you will thank yourself in a year. Next, you need to actually set up your storefront. Now, I recommend using Shopify just because that's most recognized and it's the easiest to use, and it's something that I've used for years now, so I know the most about it. And then you need to set up like a tech stack underneath of this Shopify store. I recommend setting up your customer service using Gorgeous. This is going to keep you organized. It's going to allow you to reply to Instagram comments, emails, DMs, people who reply to your promotional marketing, all of the above. It's going to keep it on one nice little dashboard and allow you to go through and reply to everything. Now, there's a sliding tier to pay of like how many emails you send a month, send and receive a month. So it's not going to be, it's basically you pay on what you use. And then I recommend you setting up your Klaviyo. Klaviyo is going to collect your email. Starting day one, you need to start collecting emails. Your email list is going to become gold. This is going to allow you to retarget your customers, and it's also going to allow you to send out coupons and really like push big events like Valentine's Day or Black Friday. Also, you need to set up an SMS outlet. You can either do that on Klaviyo, or I recommend using SMS Bump. It's a little separate, but it seems to be very, very user-friendly. It's also owned by Yotpo now. And I think that if you start collecting your SMS users on day one, obviously you have to have consent from them, but it'll help you set it all up. But that's going to be even more valuable than your email list, I believe, because you send out a text and people are going to look at their phone and they're going to get the text and immediately go onto your website. Either they're going to make an impulse purchase or they're going to have that in the back of their head, and they're also going to have it right there on their phone on their text feed. Every time they go into their text messages, they're going to be reminded of it until it starts to get pushed down to the bottom. Then I recommend using Yotpo or some other rating system which allows your customers to rate the products on 1 to 5 stars. This is going to give customer proof and social proof, and it's going to just make your website look better. And everybody's doing it now, so if a website doesn't have it, it looks kind of sketch. Now let's talk about marketing and how to advertise your business. The first thing I want to say is do not rely solely on Facebook and Instagram ads. This will eventually bite you in the butt, and it will not be worth it in the long run. You need to be able to focus on organic growth, supplemented by that Facebook and Instagram ads. So starting out, you are going to have to spend a little more just to be able to funnel those customers in and start getting that audience onto your website. So I recommend using TikTok and Facebook and Instagrams only starting out. Don't mess with Google ads starting out. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Have a little budget on there, full broad audience. Start getting your name out there. Start getting those impressions on your website. Start collecting those email lists from those people that are coming in, SMS lists from those people that are coming in, and growing your business that way. Next, you need to focus on organic. When you're starting out, you need to post. I recommend posting a story almost every hour, every 2 hours. So set up a future post and schedule it all out for every 2 hours. You have a story post to go up. Something about your business, something about your product. And when you're starting out, I say maybe 5 TikToks a day and maybe 3 Instagram posts a day. Start building that content, building your feed, and also really, really posting and getting that organic reach on your content. Because organic Instagram following is worth so much money. Think about Kylie Jenner. She had an organic following. She put her lip kit or whatever on her website, on her Instagram, and then all of a sudden she was able to turn that into $1 billion business because she had that organic reach. Now we're going to start building our email list and our SMS list, and we can start using those. Maybe a month in, you have 100 people on your email list, and you start snowballing that list, sending an email out every other day, on the weekly, whatever you decide to do for your business, and that will snowball into something really, really massive. I promise you. Email SMS lists are worth gold in 2022 and moving forward. And then you can do something called influencer trade. You can go and find micro influencers, 15 to 35,000 followers, and you can say, hey, if I send you this product, will you do a review on it? Will you video yourself doing it and maybe even post it? Maybe they'll say, yeah, I'll do the review. Or maybe they'll say, yeah, I'll do the review, but I'm not going to post it. Either way, if they post it or not, you have one valuable asset, and that is content. You just had content for free. You basically paid, maybe your product cost $2, so you gave $2 for this content, and the influencer, maybe it's a $30 retail price, they just got a value of $30, And in the long run, it makes sense for both parties, but you have that content that you can post on your organic feed. Now, this video was a nice mixture of what I did when I first started my business and what I wish I would have known, and I mashed it together in one nice video. And I hope I inspired somebody, or I hope I gave somebody some good direction. But if you have any questions about anything, write me down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you next time.